Hi there, Carl Brown here with you. Welcome to Global Birdfair, conserving nature worldwide, and that's the theme. This show is held every year here in Rutland Waters and Oakham, where they come together, countries of the world and birders come together to highlight and look at the various species of birds that are around. The Guyana Tourism Authority and FLAG, the Tourism Hospitality Association, come together and they do represent Guyana at this event. Fantastic. First of all, I must say this is day 2 because day 1 it was ever so good, but suddenly it changed. The weather was not the best. We've been walking through mud, but yet we had some people coming through to bring us that feeling of what it is to be a part of nature. Yes, they're birders. They come through the mud and the rain, and Guyana has been playing its part as well as promoting the destination where it is. So we got 3 days of this going, and I can tell you it's tedious. It's not the best of the best. It's hard work. You've got to do a lot. Walking the splash in the mud, talking with people, encouraging them, along with wilderness explorers, to be a part of this show. So, what I'd like to say to you, stay with me, and as you'll see exactly the processes of what's been happening over the day. We've been putting people in. I've been sort of like looking at various booths, what there is, and making sure that the show goes well. Yes, it's all about promoting Guyana. It's all about making Guyana a spotlight in the world of travel and tourism and nature trekking. So for now, join me as we trek at Global Birdfair 2023. Carl Brown saying, stay tuned and let's follow Global Birdfair 2023 here in Oakham, which includes the theme for this year is conserving nature worldwide.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for coming along. What we first need to establish is where is Guyana. So it is in South America. And for anyone who's here thinking it's Africa, you are at the wrong lecture today. So Guyana is part of what's known as the Guyana Shield. So it's a large area made up of all of Guyana, Suriname, French Guyana, parts of northern Brazil, parts of Venezuela and Colombia. So it's a very big area of 2 million square kilometres, and it's one of the 4 remaining large tracts of rainforest left in the world.
Hey, you alright? Let's walk around and I'll have a look and see what there is. Look at some of the booths and some of the people advertising here, and then we'll take it from there. It's sort of interesting. I'm sort of like saying, yes, let's see what the sunshine brings with us today before it starts raining again, because the weather changes and anyone tells you, believe me, you like the English weather, don't take it as a compliment. It's not the best thing out right now, but I'll be seeing what's available here in the various marquees, and then I'll be maybe talking with some people here and there. Loads of bright guides. I'm seeing lots of bright guides. I'm from Guyana, so we've got the Guyana ones. Yeah, we've got that one. Yeah, we have that one at the moment. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tony Thorne from Wilderness Explorers. We're here at the Global Bird Fair in England. I've been coming to this event for probably 15 years. Apart from the weather here, it's been a great success. It's been very rainy, but people are still coming along. Great demand for Guyana, a lot of interest, and we're hoping that converts into sales over the next few years.
A big thank you to the Guyana Tourism Authority and the THAG, the Tourism Hospitality Association, for also assisting and making sure that this Birdfair was possible. Every year they do send up a rep from Guyana, apart from myself, and there's Claire Atnell and Tony Thorne from Wilderness Explorers. They also represent, and we're at the Guyana booth. This year I've got with us Mr. Leroy Ignacio, and I had to get this one right because it's an unusual name. But Leroy is a very important person in the sense that he's a bird guide. He's also very much involved in the Rupununi Conservation Society, and I'll ask him to. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But let's recce first of all the 3 days that we attended here in Oakham. First of all, I think it was really good. The first day was, yes, not the best because it rained from Friday. We had not so good weather. It was smush sludge. Leroy, what do you think about that?
Yeah, the weather. Everybody, hello. Um, Indeed, the weather was an obstacle, but it didn't stop the people from coming. We still had a good day. All the days were excellent, but it could have been better if the weather wasn't how it was. Rainy, the ground got really muddy, soggy, so it deterred some people. It's my first time. Mr. Carl here has been enlightened me about past bird fairs. So for me, this was a great opportunity to showcase the country. We had great interest from the public. I think we did a great job, our team at the Guyana booth. So as Carl mentioned, my name is Leroy Ignacio, and I'm really from the Rupununi region. I've been a guide for more than 15 years, and I'm also passionate about conservation. So I've been involved with a local conservation group. I'm one of the founding member of a local conservation group called South Rupununi Conservation Society, and we're based in the Rupununi, and we're involved mainly in species research, environmental education, awareness. As I mentioned, species research, and we also focus a lot on culture, the maintenance of language, maintenance of cultural skills, respect for the environment, and these are just some of the few things that we've been working on. You can check out our website, check out our Facebook, South Rupununi Conservation Society. You'll be able to get more details. Yeah, there's still a fair amount of people who doesn't know the geographical location of Guyana, doesn't know that Guyana speaks English because it's in South America. Doesn't know that Guyana has a diverse culture, and that we have savanna and forest and all this mixture of different habitat in close proximity, that you can have a taste of different kind of habitats over a short period of time as compared to other countries that's as huge as Brazil. So Guyana is a more compact destination where you can have access to different habitats, hence lots of different species, both mammals, birds, plants, insects. So it's a very unique place, and this is what has been the highlight of our advertisement or our way of selling, is that we just have this country that's beautiful. Over 80% of it is still pristine, and these information was really striking to most of the folks there that came to visit, and was carrying. They also cared about distances apart from lodges, conditions of roads, conditions of the comfort of the lodges, and guides. So they're very much concerned about these things and some of the infrastructure. Safety in Georgetown was a concern for some people. People were asking how safe it is in Georgetown, and people didn't know that there's almost a direct flight to Georgetown. So that was some good news for folks that they wanted to know how to get to Georgetown, and then when they realized that there's a flight, the British Airways going there, they felt a big sign of relief, and I think that encourages them.
What is it like being a guide? I mean, for example, for those who don't know what a guide is, because you have the average passenger or visitor who comes in, but going into the interior regions of Ghana is not just going in there and expecting you. I'm sure there There are a lot of rules to be adhered to as a guide, especially because you're going to encounter mammals and, of course, various animals. What and how important it is for them to adhere, and what it is like being a guide. What are some of the difficulties that you experience from tourists that comes in?
Well, being a guide is like being an ambassador for your country or for your village or whatever, because you're representing your country or your village or your area in a way that promotes the region or the country. So you have to talk on behalf of your country. You have to be factual. You have to know what you're talking about. It just can't be gaff and story time. It has to be factual. It has to make sense. It has to be what your client wants. So guiding is not easy. People think it's easy. Trying to please someone is not the easiest thing to do, especially when you bring them out of their comfort zone and they're out there and you're trying to make them happy and you're not seeing the bird or seeing the animal or there's a problem on the road. So there are a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of challenges being a guide. Not every client is easy, and obviously they don't understand the situation. And if it's not explained well from the operator part, from the person selling the product, it tends to be a little bit more difficult when delivering the product with high expectations or expectation that's not even realistic in the situation. So guiding, I love guiding because being in the environment for so long, you just naturally know it and been doing it for a while now.
You're a member of the conservation group. Tell us a little bit more about that. Because ignorantly, I don't know how much is being done. So there are people out there who don't even know maybe it exists. How do we know much about it? Tell us about it.
Okay, so fortunately I'm wearing this t-shirt. So we're 20 years old last year. And
How did it start?
so it started with a group of friends who were working for one of the pioneer adventure tourism outfitter, Mr. Dwayne de Freitas. We were like a team, as his staff. A lot of us didn't even know much about what we were doing, but luckily the first set of people that would have come, first set of clients, would have been more scientists, more scientific based expedition we used to go on. Even the birding trips were to record sounds for the Cornell Institute. And then we had Smithsonian's bringing in botanists, bringing in bird collectors, plant specialists. So our first exposure was a lot into the scientific world, which just grasped. It just fascinated me because our local knowledge together with the scientific knowledge kind of created this really nice data or information. You're making a good, nice story. So the idea, what started the group is basically because growing up in this environment, you can see and hear stories about how the environment was, how pristine or how rich it was in a lot of different species. And we were recognizing that we were not noticing this or we were not enjoying this fortunate situation that passed where we could for those who, because a lot of the people there depend on subsistent living, which means they hunt, they fish, they farm subsistently, and so they depend on these animals and plants for their food and their survival, right? So when you realize that some of the deer was getting scarce, some of the species of fish was getting scarce, and this was a lot to do with population growth, external influence, the more need for money, and on accessibility for outsiders to come and exploit the natural resources there. So there's no monitoring happening. So we decided on ourselves that we should start to do something at our own village levels. So this is how the group started, because we noticed this and we wanted to do a reverse or try and at least stabilize some of the activity, try and get back some of the population back stable. And we realized that this could only be done through a lot of education, people to understand the importance of all the animals, how the plants, and how beneficial it is at a local level for subsistence living, and also the contribution it's making more now on a global level. And now it's moving on just from subsistence now to kind of create an enterprise that is in tune with this modern times where we want to make money without destroying the environment. So there's a good opportunity that we have as a country to be able to develop this industry, develop the resources, the human resources in the areas that is interested in tourism, because tourism can't save the world, but is a good input. I mean, as in the countries, not everybody will do tourism, but those areas or those people who focus on tourism, they can execute it in a way that can be visibly show that there's an economic benefit, that it's contributing to the country, it's contributing to the general public.
Great. I mean, so if you feel and you think you'd like to be a part of this conservation society, which is really great, of course, Leroy is here, but the details, information is there. Feel free to contact him. Get more information if you like to from him. He'll be happy to communicate with you, and we can take it to another level, because again, it will benefit all of us, humanity, and of course the creatures. The more we present ourselves and the more we can market ourselves, the better for us in the tourism industry.
So not only did the persons just inquire, I think that we managed to secure some clients for the next tourism season. At least 10 or so clients showed positively that they want to come. Some people already booked their next year trip, so they're really looking forward to the next year. So it looks like we will have a nice flow of visitors coming up sharply as a result of this event, which I really feel happy about.
Anyway, it's been good, Leroy. It's really, really good having you here at Birdfair. Look forward in the future to more, again, success with the project we're on right now, that conservation project. Very important. I'll put the details out there. Feel free to contact Leroy if you'd like to know more about that. Email him, WhatsApp him, whatever, and let's take it to another level. Again, a big thanks to the Guyana Tourism Authority, thank the Tourism Hospitality Association for bringing us together, selling Guyana and making people aware even more about Guyana at International Bird Fair. Anything else before you want to say before you wrap up?
I will support you that we need to be very visible at these events. I can see that it's very beneficial, and kudos to the government, kudos to the tourism authority, and TAG for making this happen. I'm privileged to be part of it and to contribute. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Great. And with that, Carl Brown saying, great being around with you. So as I always say, catch you later. Peace out.